Introduction of the Case Against Education book summary. School, a big waste? Many people think that education is the key to success. We believe that going to school will make our future bright. However, some ideas suggest that education may not be as valuable as we think. Bryan Caplan wrote a book called The Case Against Education. His ideas challenge our common beliefs. Caplan argues that we spend too many years in school. We go to classes and sit in lecture halls. We study for hours and take many tests. We also pay large sums of money for tuition. But what do we really gain? According to Caplan, most of what we learn does not help us in real life. The skills we gain are not useful at work. Instead, education acts as a signal. It tells employers that we can follow rules and complete tasks. This signal is not a direct measure of our ability to do a job. The book makes us think about the cost of education. The money we spend on college and school could be used for other important things. Caplan believes that many school years are a waste of time and money. This waste does not only affect individuals, it affects society as a whole. When people spend too much on education without real benefits, resources are used poorly. Caplan's ideas also point out a hidden danger. Education can give us false hopes. Many people expect that more school years will always lead to better jobs. This is not always true. Employers do not always value extra years of study. They care more about skills and experience. When education does not meet these expectations, many become disappointed. This view of education is surprising to many. It challenges the way we see learning and success. We must ask ourselves, is education really worth all the effort and cost? The ideas in Caplan's work encourage us to look at education in a new light. They urge us to question old beliefs and to seek better ways to prepare for work. This discussion is important for every person who thinks about their future. This video, including its audio and script, is protected by copyright. Unauthorized reproduction, distribution, or piracy is strictly prohibited and may result in legal action. Welcome to Educational English Book Summary, Episode 3. In this episode, we'll explore 2018 published book The Case Against Education, written by Bryan Caplan. The full title of the book is The Case Against Education: Why the Education System is a Waste of Time and Money. Chapter 1 of The Case Against Education book summary: Irrelevant School Lessons. Many students feel that what they learn in school does not matter for real life. In the United States, school subjects often seem useless. Most students spend their days wondering why they must study topics that do not help them later. Some enjoy classes like Shakespeare, geometry, and Spanish. However, many question their value. Most of what is taught in school does not match the skills needed in today's world. For example, learning foreign languages in school rarely makes people fluent. Most Americans speak only English at home. Those who speak another language well usually learn it outside the classroom. This shows that many language classes may not be useful. Another example is statistics. In real life, many decisions need statistical thinking. Yet fewer than 8% of American high school students pass a statistics course. This is a problem because these skills are important for making choices in daily life. Instead of studying topics that do not work in the real world, students could learn skills like statistical reasoning. Many teachers argue that learning in school is not just about gaining facts. They say that studying different subjects helps students learn how to think. Writing essays in English and studying geometry may teach logic and critical thinking. Teachers believe that school prepares students for challenges outside class. However, research shows that this transfer of learning is not strong. Students often use the skills they learn only in the classroom. Once they leave school, they do not apply them as much. This problem does not end in high school. In college, many majors do little to prepare students for the workplace. Still, college graduates often earn more money than those who only finish high school. There are many ideas about why this is so. Some say it is because college teaches better thinking. Others argue that college provides other benefits. The issue of what is truly useful in education is still open to discussion. The mismatch between school subjects and real-life skills makes many students wonder, are we learning the wrong things? Chapter 2 of the Case Against Education book summary. Smart signals. College degrees help people earn more money. Many young people go to college to improve their future. They believe that a degree will boost their income. Often this is true. However, the reason for higher earnings is not only the skills learned. There is another idea called signaling. Signaling explains how a degree shows employers certain traits. A college degree signals that a person is smart, hardworking, and follows rules. This idea is different from human capital theory. Human capital theory says that education increases skills. With more skills, workers become more productive. In return, they earn higher wages. While this is partly true, it does not explain everything. Signaling tells us that education shows pre-existing qualities. For example, when a person finishes college with good grades, employers see this as a sign of intelligence and diligence. Even if the job does not use the specific skills learned, the degree still helps. An English major who becomes a business consultant may not use many English skills, yet his degree shows that he is capable and reliable. This signal gives employers confidence in his work. The signaling idea also helps us understand why some unrelated fields raise earnings. A degree in one area may not teach skills needed in another field, but the degree still proves that the person can learn and work hard. Employers value that proof. They see the degree as a mark of quality. In simple words, signaling means that a college degree is a badge of trust. It tells employers that the graduate has the traits they want. The human capital theory is not enough by itself. Both ideas work together. Skills matter, but so do the signals a degree sends. This mix of learning and signaling explains why college graduates earn more money over time. Chapter 3 of the Case Against Education book summary. Is college really worth it? Going to college sounds like smart advice. Education opens doors, helps us grow, and can boost our earnings. But is it always worth it? Not really. Many people overestimate the value of a college degree. They forget that college graduates are often more hardworking or smarter than those who don't attend. This means the income gap isn't just because of education, it's also about the person. So college might not be the golden ticket people think it is. In fact, many students never finish their degrees. Some would make more money if they invested their tuition in the stock market instead. But college isn't bad for everyone. So how do you know if it's right for you? The answer is simple. Do the math. Consider how college will affect your future. For many students, it's not a great deal. But if you're a strong student, college might pay off. Here's how to make sure your degree is a good investment. Pick a practical major. Choose fields like science, technology, engineering, math, STEM, business, or economics. These lead to better job opportunities. Choose an affordable school. Public colleges are often cheaper and most students don't pay full tuition. Work after graduation. To get the most from your degree, use it. A job related to your field helps you earn back your investment. College can be worth it, but not for everyone. Think carefully, plan wisely, and make the choice that's best for you. Chapter 4 of the Case Against Education book summary. Hidden costs. Many people believe that more education always helps society. This idea sounds logical. We think education makes people smarter and helps the economy. However, the truth is not so simple. Education does not always bring big benefits to society. In fact, spending too much on education can have little or no positive effect. The extra money does not always lead to better jobs or a stronger economy. Some experts argue that more education can be a bad investment. One reason is the idea of signaling. When someone earns a degree, it shows they have certain traits. A college degree can signal that a person is smart and persistent. Employers often choose applicants with a degree over those without one. Even if the degree is not related to the job, it still matters. The degree serves as a signal of capability. But there is a problem when everyone gets a degree. When many people have similar credentials, it becomes hard to stand out. This situation is like inflation. In currency inflation, money loses its value over time. In education, degrees lose their meaning as more people earn them. What used to be a bachelor's degree for a job may now require a higher degree. Employers may start asking for a master's degree instead. This trend is not good for society. We spend a lot of money on education. A lot of that money goes to prove a point rather than to teach useful skills. As more people study, the value of the degree drops. This is called credential inflation. It means that education becomes more about status than real learning. Studies show that extra education does not greatly improve living standards. The benefits are very small. In theory, more education sounds attractive, but in practice, it may waste taxpayers' money. Instead of making society richer, it leads to a costly competition for status. The key message is clear. More education is not always good for society. We need to think carefully about how we spend money on education. We must consider the true benefits versus the costs. Simple credentials should not be the only measure of success. Chapter 5 of the Case Against Education book summary. Soulful Learning. Education is meant to enrich the soul. It should do more than build skills. It is meant to lift our spirit. Many people talk about the financial cost of education. They say teaching is expensive. They add that learning may not always make financial sense. Yet education is more than money and credentials. Education can give us a love of art, learning, and culture. It can open our minds. It can feed our spirit. However, this does not happen very often. In many classrooms, the magic of learning is missing. Two problems stand in the way: teaching quality and student interest. First, teachers are very important. Good teachers show skill and passion. They make lessons come alive. They share their love for the subject. They can inspire students to care about art and learning. But many teachers do not show enough enthusiasm. They may only care as much as their students do. When teachers are not excited, students lose interest too. The classroom becomes a place of routine. No one gains a deep love for culture or learning. The second problem is student apathy. Many students do not feel excited by what they learn. They hear old lectures and recite texts without passion. For example, think about high school students reading Shakespeare. Their voices may sound confused and bored. It shows that high culture does not reach everyone. Even when schools force culture on students, it does not always take root. Many adults were once forced to study great works and big ideas. Yet many do not carry that passion into their lives. Today, the internet shows us that popular figures get much more attention than classical artists. It is clear that the noble idea of education enriching the soul is not common. Education has the power to feed our soul. It can spark a love for art, learning, and culture. But without passionate teachers and interested students, this potential remains unrealized. For education to truly enrich the soul, both teachers and students must share in the joy of learning. Chapter 6 of the Case Against Education book summary. Smart education cuts. Education today wastes too many resources. It uses too much money. In one school year, the United States spent $1.1 trillion on education. This is a huge sum. Taxpayers pay for this waste. Students also pay a price. They lose billions of hours feeling bored. Their time is wasted too. We can change this situation. A few simple steps can cut waste. First, we should remove lessons that are not practical. Many students forget old lessons soon. For example, most people forget Shakespeare and history after graduation. Removing these subjects would not be a big loss. It would help save money and time. Next, at the college level, the government should stop paying for education. Colleges would charge more. This would mean fewer students get degrees. Fewer degrees mean less credential inflation. In other words, a degree will mean more in the job market. Cutting taxpayer subsidies might force a needed change, But cutting back on education is not enough. We must add better options. Vocational training is a strong choice. This training teaches skills for real jobs. It is a hands-on way of learning. Students learn by doing. They gain practical skills that help them work well. This training is more useful than many traditional classes. The best kind of vocational training is normal work. Young people should get jobs early. Real work teaches valuable lessons. It builds experience and skills. Some say child labor laws stop young people from working, but we need to rethink this idea. If young people work under safe rules, they gain experience. This helps them more than classroom learning. The idea that more education is always better is wrong. It makes the system too heavy and wasteful. We must trim the fat. Simple changes can make education leaner and more useful. By cutting waste and adding practical training, we can save money and time for both students and taxpayers. Conclusion of the Case Against Education book summary. Thank you for watching our video summary of The Case Against Education by Bryan Caplan. You have learned that education may not be what it seems. Many people believe school makes us smart. But the book tells another story. It says education has too many costs and few benefits. Much of what we study is not useful. Many lessons do not help us in real life. Schools often serve to give status. They help us win social games. This status is like an old feudal system. It is not about real skills. We explain that the value of expensive schooling is overstated. You may feel surprised by this idea. The book calls for simple changes. These changes could make education more useful. They would help us learn what matters. Sadly, the will to change is not strong today. Politics often stops reform. This video asked you to question our system. It made you think about what education really does. We hope you enjoyed this summary. We aim to make each point clear and simple. Our goal is to open your mind to new ideas. Keep asking questions about what you learn. Your curiosity can lead to change. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Please share your thoughts and subscribe for more clear, simple insights. Stay curious and keep learning. Disclaimer, please check the description. Any digital copy of this content that is shared through piracy or downloaded without permission or uploaded on any online social media platform will be considered a clear violation of copyright law. Piracy is a serious offense, and strict legal action will be taken against it. Additionally, copyright infringement may result in a strike against your YouTube channel or page, and it could even be deleted. Therefore, please do not engage in piracy or support it. This content has been created based on the references from the mentioned book. However, it may contain some unintentional errors or inconsistencies due to human or mechanical mistakes. If you notice any mistakes or inconsistencies, please accept our apologies and inform us through a comment or message. If you enjoy this book summary and wish to gain complete knowledge of the book, then please consider purchasing the book from an online or offline bookstore and reading it.